and I was about to book a reservation flight to Singapore, and I was told that there are requirements and that only those who are resident and the Singaporean nationals and those who are holding work visa will be allowed to enter Singapore on October 28 to 31st. And so I'm back. Hello there. Um, it's going to be the end of another work day, and it's midweek. It's Wednesday. So hello there. Thank God about that. Um, there is a fixed night and day, no matter what happens. That somehow, for those of us who need regularity and predictability during uncertain times, this much, diba? That later on we're going to have dinner and then we're going to rest. Anyways, I've been asked always, diba? Yan, palagi akong tinatanong dati, Clarice, kumusta ka na? Mabuti. Anong pinagkakabalahan mo? Madami aling kaya doon yung sasabihin ko, di ba? But I came across this song, which I think is better, is the lyrics of this song, kung ita-translate ko, sa mas naiintindihan dahil siya ay makaluma na old song, and for me to have a parang a modern, a contemporary rendition of what this song is all about, inano ko siya, ginawan ko siya ng awitin, at it's also my way of apologizing for the loss of opportunity to explore good music with like si Tita Ninfa, di ba? Who had awakened my love for music while I was in Seagull's Flight Foundation. So with that, I just want to, before that, actually, I want to give the content for today's broadcast. Wait lang. Yan. So I am so thankful that I have the gift of hindsight uh, to correct and to make amends. And this is how I am able to reach this far. Hello, logging in. Today is the 20th of October, Wednesday. Time check, it's 9:21. So I have lined up many things today. That's why I had taken um, some extra hours to review past notes para hindi po mag-double ang effort. Take for instance, the letter that I had sent to the Department of Transportation. Since Secretary Artugade will not run contrary to public knowledge in the past, where the speculation had run along his candidacy for a senatorial slot of PDP Laban under the helm of President Duterte. Since hindi rin po siya nag-file ng COC at ako naman po ay nag-withdraw ng COC ko because I was hell-bent on running as Vice Governor of the Province of Quezon since nag-file po ako noong 6th of October and then on the 7th ay nag-withdraw ako. So pareho na po pala kami ni Secretary Art Tugade. So i-recall ko lamang po yung sequence of events why my name and my company had been under the cognizance of DOTR. So after po no, nagkaroon ng mga exchanges at nabanggit po yung pangalan ni Undersecretary Hope at Goddess Hope Libiran pa nga po. And twice ko po na-receive yung email from the DOTR, hinanap po nila from my former address sa Makati City, tapos yung dito. So, all this was, it was taking place before the pandemic, 2019 po. So, hindi siya nagkaroon ng continuity of communication, although from my end, dire-diretso naman po ang business consolidation ko, company consolidation. But yung interaction, hindi po natuloy primarily because of the pandemic. And during that time, habang nag-uusap pa po kami, the Annapolis Credit Management was also here in our house, in our place. And yun nga, through deception, I would call it deception, nabatak po yung kotse ko, di ba? It's Hyundai accent. So habang nag-uusap po kami ng office ni Secretary Art Tugade, on the other hand, may nangyayari din na ganito. I just want to point out the business orientation, the nature of my company. This will highlight po the nature of my company as information platform and business consultancy. So one part of my letter to DOTR was the advocacy that I was proposing federalist versus anti-federalist at that time. So that was 2018, 2019. Yun po ang hinahawakan na kasalukuyan ng research feasibility study ng information platform ko. Since twofold po ang nature ng company, the other is business consultancy. I was also within the same pipeline of recognition and cognizance. I was also introducing my company to Department of Transportation dahil meron po akong ongoing noon na proposition letter sa Grab Singapore through Grab Philippines and then Tan Chong Motor. So all these things po, may chronological event of sequencing ko. Ano po yung progress report. So one concern that I was addressing at that time was that
sa personal consolidation, it will be important um, for me to have a tightly run ship in a manner of speaking because of the due diligence, yan na naman yung term, due diligence of the companies that I am aspiring to be part of. So yung organization nila naturally will undertake their own due diligence. Sino si Clarissa talaga? CEO and owner of Talaga Information and Business Consultancy na nagpo-propose ng ganitong project. So, bilang pagsagot, in anticipation to the responses that my solicitation letter, not solicitation na pengi pong pera or pahingi nga po na abuloy, but project proposal. In anticipation of that, inayos ko na po. One basic question na talagang very glaring and so ugly would come from past president, diba na, okay, this is the workplace, this is the organization. If ever my name will be put in a vacant slot, so organizational structure as an affiliate or as an auxiliary or as a contractor, independent, functioning in this area of operation, who are the people who will come against the company just because they have taken refuge, they have taken under their wings this Clarissa talaga. So doon po papasok yung court clearances, the clearances, and sa full disclosure, sino po ang mga, kung may mga pending cases, kung may mga ongoing personal unsavory undisclosed relationships, di ba? They are the possible people that can affect the business operation more so if they will be from people who are occupying high places in in the government. And so magka po siya, kumbaga sama po siya. Parang nung nag-apply po ako sa optical media board, na pinag-checkan ko lahat ng mga clearances and permits na ina-applyan ko, permits and licenses, na related siya. So as it turns out, na even though related siya sa isa't isa, meron siyang independent assessment and meron siyang independent licensing permit na kailangan kong applyan. So yun din po yun. It's not me divulging irrelevant personal information or asking for exposure that can put someone maliciously on spotlight. I just want to have a full disclosure and advance notice to the people that had been linked to me, to the companies, na I would be verified. I would be subjected to vetting procedure. So, kung baga, ipaparesearch, sino ba yan? May kapasidad ba talaga siya? Ano yung track record niya? Ano yung nagawa niya in the past? Diba? So, related ba yan? I mean, will I be able to deliver? What are my deliverables? And so, doon na po papasok na, baka may pumunta sa, if it's a physical office where I will be reporting, baka may bigla na lang sumugod dito at may magwala na, di ba? May, pala siya, she is being hunted and, part of a sordid affair ongoing where she is culpable to something or to, diba, or someone is holding grudges against her. Kasi it will reflect, diba? In my column of plus and minuses, the advantages and the disadvantages that I will be offering, even yung foreclosure, the manner of how my car was taken from me, that should be part of my full disclosure. So that with open eyes, they will be assessing my proposition letter kung talagang karapat-dapat. Kasi kung if I will get the answer that no, she is no good, she's not good enough, or that her her area of specialty and competence are not what we are looking for, then that's fine, diba? As long as I was able to present, to make a pitch of what I can do, what I can accomplish, in behalf of my company, then that should be fine. And then, malay natin, di ba, down the road, if the need will not arise now, I want to be part of the options that they will have should they need the specialization, should they need the specific service that I can offer down the line, because I have already undergone the vetting process. Yun nga lang, hindi talaga, as of the moment, wala akong paglalagyan. I have no place in their structure, in their organization. So that was the purpose of me, not taking personal offense regardless of the non-response or the kind of responses that I have. And so this today, yeah, I will be doing that. I will be recalling how the Department of Transportation had taken recognition and had taken cognizance over my person and over my company. And this is also a good way for me to thank na nung mga panahon po that I was trying to reach out to Tanchong Motor, I had looked for, since it was the height of pandemic, I had tried to look for the contact number of the Embassy of Malaysia here in the Philippines. And when I couldn't connect, I wasn't able to be connected to the embassy, I had persevered some more. And it's a good fortune. Actually, it's an answered prayer when a group of Malaysian national who has an association and they are based here in the Philippines, I was able to send an email to them, which now I will be actively pursuing. It doesn't mean that, I would, in my eagerness, eager beaver, ika nga, I don't want to make a nuisance out of myself, diba? So enough that I had exerted the best effort, for instance, to pursue a course of action that didn't yield as much, produce as much progress as I had hoped. So, yun. So, today it's the 20th of October 2021. I have a lot going in this humble workstation. So yeah, diba? So, Clarissa, how are you, di ba? It had taken me how many minutes just to provide a summary. So, for me lang, pag sinabi kong mabuti, parang ano yung sagot na yun? Mabuti, what does it mean? Anong mabuti, di ba? So, I really am very excited to share with you the song that I made. But for now, this is another talking point that I want to get across now na. So, in moving forward, I would like to raise some important points for us to take in the future. The cautionary tales being provided by the hearing, I would be honest that it's blood curdling what's happening in the Senate Blue Ribbon Committee now, di ba, with family. Um, the I am fully coherent and rational in saying that what my proposition had entailed is an industrial scale economic indicator to transfer here or to make a base here in the Philippines, in which even just a fraction, I did not come across as all-knowing or as a builder of something extraordinary in the transportation or in any mechanical electronic product. I just came across as knowing the marketplace, having an experience in the information, and therefore I can help out in some policy making, in the research, diba? And somehow, goodwill and first-hand knowledge on regulation compliance. So even though it's an industrial scale business that I was speaking with, I knew my place. Bakit po? Ma'am Cherry! So, the letter that I got from DOTR will point out how even the other side of the business, the information platform, I wasn't able to enjoy public fund. So from A to Z, from beginning to end, there was not cash infusion or fund coming from the public fund. So at the height of the most painful pressure coming from financial crunch, and one of these uh, um, can be brought to light by the documentation. Pasok po, um, by GDFI, Global Dominion Financing Incorporated, and when they had passed my record to a credit servicing management Annapolis, and they had presented, they came over, and I wasn't able to be a convincing speaker for my argument, for the viability of the process that I was asking for, diba? For the consideration that I was asking for. I was not a good spokesperson for myself. So even at the height of that most painful financial crunch, there was not a public source of fund that had happened. So it was from beginning to end private um, money, private financing. So in moving forward, I just want to make that clear where I am coming from. That because it is coming from the private sector, as a private citizen, I am also beholden to be responsible for it. Do you know that the money in the OR doesn't represent the actual um, mechanism involved for them to be able to pay the expenditure of Talaga Information and Business Consultancy? It would take a lot of going through different layers of bureaucracy and private sector with their own private business goal and objective, as I had been looked upon as a possible potential competitor. And so they would have to really put their feet and dig their heels to be able to pay, to be able to hold the official receipt in behalf of yours truly, Clarissa, talaga Information and Business Consultancy. So the amount sa OR na yan, it's not minuscule. it is not a minor thing, and it's not reflective of the actual payroll, the actual business weight that had been involved in just one official receipt. The indebtedness of yours truly, which can be may precedent na, like my car, which I had used as a collateral chattel mortgage sa Global Dominion Financing Incorporated, na process sa May Kawayan, Bulacan, but I was transferred to the nearest branch in Calamba. And then, at a certain date, nung hindi pa po nagkakaroon ng breakthrough in the negotiation, it was passed on to Annapolis. And I was explaining my situation to Annapolis. But, no, I wasn't listened to. I wasn't given that consideration. So, the indebtedness of yours truly, Clarissa, talaga, at that time, was very controversial. And it is reflective of the two nature of the business that I have, an information platform and a business consultancy. Not to mention yours truly as Clarice in the music industry and a short film producer. So that's it. The right word that I had grasping for back in this morning was leverage. Before the payment can be accepted in my behalf, some leverage had to be uh, some leverage had to be used in order to achieve that. And I am just so thankful. Nevertheless, it has come down now to the proper appreciation of all the relevant factors. And before that, yeah, eto po yun. I am so just happy to share with you the making of this album, actually, which they are not new, but they are my own take of all favorites classics. Listen and bye.
Hello, today is still Wednesday and I am polishing not an original song but an adaptation of a hymn that's so beloved over the years. I am not as fortunate or blessed as others who had known this song for the longest time, but it's better late than never. And I am translating not verbatim, but it's how I understand the English song. But for me, this is my take on this beloved hymn. Banayad na ilog, daluyong ng dagat, sa bawat